In today's video, 1 tablespoon of this supplement can make you go from this to this. I'm gonna explain exactly what that means. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and through my history of dieting, you've seen me go from someone that's got a little bit of extra belly fat to someone that's absolutely shredded. I also do this as a coach, and we also run a transformation challenge. In fact, our next one is about to kick off, so if you're looking for an 8-week summer sculpt challenge, opportunity to win some cash and be a part of a great community. We got meal plans, we got training plans. I'm gonna show you a couple of the winners from our last challenge here. Check this out, all right? And from the females, look at this and look at this. So I'm gonna talk about exactly what they did to elicit this response and this change in their body. And if it was this 1 tablespoon of this one supplement. I got a great question on my Instagram direct message, so it goes like this. Coach Paul, is it true that 1 tablespoon of Resveratrol can help me lose belly fat? So, I'll be honest, wasn't real familiar with the term Resveratrol. Had to look it up. Turns out it is an actual supplement, and it turns out Resveratrol has a little bit of research behind it. And sometimes a little bit of research is dangerous, right? And I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. But what we're gonna talk about today is the idea that this supplement, by adding this in, it's gonna have a really positive impact on your body composition. Do you have diabetes? Do you have some health concerns? We're gonna talk exactly what Resveratrol is, and we're gonna talk about kind of this idea surrounding making one simple change and how it's gonna have these positive downstream effects and why that's so attractive to us. So for those that have undergone these transformations, I just showed you some before and afters. I've never once asked them to take Resveratrol, and here's why. It's not going to make much difference if the rest of your life is a mess, right? Meaning, it's the 24-hour window. It's the 7 days a week that is going to change your physique for the better or the worse, or have the impacts on your health. It is not simply making one minor change to your day, okay? If it were that simple, there would be no obesity. Why does this become kind of popular? So when I looked up this term, I noticed there was a YouTuber, I won't mention his name, got a rather large following, and he loves to talk about this salacious information. Yet this person has got doctor written on his page, yet he's a doctor of chiropractic medicine. So I think immediately we're drawn in and we think, oh, here's an expert. He's got no expertise in nutrition and training. He's got no actual physical transformation himself. He's a very well-spoken, nice-looking older gentleman. However, he's not ever had to make these transformations. In fact, all of the transformations on his videos are like cartoons, or they're images of him that have been doctored, right? So when you have no experience with this stuff, what do you draw on to draw people in? You get them excited. This one change is going to fix your metabolism. This one adjustment, right? And it draws people in. Hopefully I drew you guys in today because I want to talk about what it actually takes to make these changes. Now, the things that I espouse to be successful is accountability, right? Now, I'm not saying that you don't want to pay attention to getting a little Resveratrol in your diet. Perhaps you're already getting it because you're eating blueberries. Maybe you're having some dark chocolate. Maybe you're eating plums, okay? It is an antioxidant that is present. But what happens is these terms become cyclical. Why? Because they get a good rap, then people figure out they get a bad rap, and then they disappear for a while, and then they come back around, okay? What never gets a bad rap and what never fails is being accountable to your daily calories, being more specific with that, your protein, carbs, and fats, paying attention to your daily activity, making sure you're getting good sleep. Now, why is that not talked about more? It's not sexy. People often say to me, Paul, why do you title your video, 1 exercise to lose belly fat? Here's why. Because if I called this video a very reasonable approach to fat loss forever, no one would watch it, right? It's about getting the information into the people that need the information. And sometimes it's just more exciting for people to hear that there's this exciting new thing, I've talked a lot about the things that have had the biggest impact on me. First and foremost was learning about macronutrients. Now, I created a free calculator for you guys to understand where your macronutrients should be. I'll put it on the screen here. You go to prophysiquemacros.com, plug in some information, boom, go there. I guarantee you, if you actually hit your macros for an entire week, you're gonna see a profound change. Most people are under-consuming protein, over-consuming fat. They're afraid of carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. Fat is not the enemy. Protein is not the enemy. All of these things work in conjunction. Our body requires them. Here's another big one, insulin. Insulin is not the enemy. Our body has a normal insulin response to eating food. Even if you just eat protein, there is a spike. That is natural and normal. You should have that, okay? That is what allows our body to move nutrients around, including into our muscle cells, okay? Insulin is actually considered anabolic. And if you come from my world of bodybuilding, anabolic's a good thing. Why? It helps you build muscle. But a lot of people now are associating this insulin model with obesity. It has nothing to do with obesity. What does? The overconsumption of calories. So when I show you these transformations at the beginning of this video, what is actually causing these transformations? I'll tell you without fail, they are changing their daily routine to create a caloric deficit. They are not adding resveratrol and keeping everything else the same. They are finding ways to get in a little more activity. They are a part of a community that encourages them to be tracking their diet. We now live in a society where people look at you funny if you eat healthy. Fuck those people. Sorry for swearing, but if you feel bad about eating healthy, you need to spend time with better people. You need to do better. You need to be better, okay? You need to set the example because exactly what happened to me will happen to you. When I decided years ago, I was 32, I said I'm going to do a bodybuilding show. Everyone thought I was crazy. The people I worked with thought I was weird for eating like out of my Tupperwares. Within 6 or 8 months, everyone in my office was asking me to help them with their meal plan, asking me what I was doing differently. And guess what that turned into? A career where I've made millions of dollars helping people reach their goals, all because I did something for myself. I'm not suggesting that everybody needs to go down this path, but the path for me was set up when I decided I was going to do what's right for me. What's right for you is up to you to decide, but I promise you, it's not resveratrol. It's not one supplement. It's not just doing a HIIT cardio session once per week. It's taking a look at your overall lifestyle, your daily approach, okay? And creating a method for you to create a caloric deficit. Our body is always burning body fat. It is also always storing body fat. These chemical processes are happening all day long. So how do you lose body fat? You create a situation where your body has less to store and must burn more. That's it, guys. When you hear about a ketogenic diet, when you hear about insulin model of obesity, when you hear about carbs are the enemy, false, okay? I diet my clients on as many carbs as I can get them. Why? Carbohydrates are anabolic. They're beneficial for performance. They're beneficial for our mind, okay? You do not need to avoid carbohydrates. What causes our problems is our inaccountability to our daily routine. Once I started tracking my macronutrients, the first thing I noticed was, holy crap, I am getting way too much fat and very low protein compared to what I should be getting. You start switching these numbers around and you start feeling fuller. You start having more energy. So as much as I would love to tell you, yes, you need to take this 1 tablespoon, it's going to change your mitochondria. You're going to hear fancy words when you watch these videos and you're going to sound like, okay, cool, that's the thing. No, it's not the thing. That's why there's no before and afters. That's why there's no pictures of people being successful with this approach. That's why you don't have people making YouTube videos about how this 1 tablespoon changed their life. Okay? Nothing like that is going to happen. No one's coming to save you. No supplement is coming to fix you. Change your daily routine. And when you're ready to hear that message, you will do it. When you're ready to put yourself first and let other people's expectations of you come second, then and only then are you really going to see the changes. Now, are there times you need to restrict your calories? Absolutely. And sometimes you'll even hear people say, oh, you don't want to restrict your calories. You don't want to do cardio. You know what happens when you do cardio? You adapt to it. Yeah, you adapt. Your body loses body fat, and therefore to lose more body fat, you have to adjust the plan because there's less of you, but your health markers go up. I don't fear sugar. I don't fear processed foods. Why? Because I take care of myself. I find balance. I can have an alcoholic drink. I can play sports. And I can create the physique that I want based on my goals because I understand these things, right? So really thankful that you're asking me this question. It actually made me dig in and look at this research. And the only thing the research showed me was there's some research that clinical studies that show there are some benefit. There's literally clinical studies that show zero benefit. So then you got to dig into the study and go, okay, the studies where there was benefit, were they actually creating a caloric deficit? I guarantee you that's the case. Okay. If you're losing weight, you're creating a caloric deficit in some method. So if they're taking resveratrol, but also added 10,000 steps, okay, was it the steps that did the work? Did they have a control group? Look further into these clinical trials and see what the real meaning is. But I'm not even going to go that far because I know it's nonsense, okay? And guess what? I like blueberries and strawberries, and I like fruit, and I like dark chocolate. So I'm already getting antioxidants, right? I'm already getting rid of my free radicals. These are terms that I heard growing up that, you thought someday these were going to be a big issue. Not a big issue. Turns out if you take care of the big stuff, your body and your mind does the rest. So if you guys are interested and you want to see some transformations like this to this, and you want yours to be next, join us for this next challenge. We're going to personally help you set up your plan, your meal plans, your training plans, and give you some mindset stuff. And we're also going to give you a deadline. That is a big issue with, reaching a goal. Do you have a deadline, or are you always just saying, I'll do it later? Join us. We have a great private community that we take part in. We send you dozens of meal plans and training plans based around your lifestyle, what kind of foods you want to eat, what kind of gym you train at, if you train at home. The point is, I want to create resources for you guys to reach the physique you're after and not just keep waiting for that next miracle shot or supplement to get you there. It's going to be you that does it, nobody else. All right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.